As I've stated in many videos before, I, as a stereotyped Goth, am 100% more country than the majority of these people in this region of northern Michigan. As I have been living and raised on, and not to mention working on, 62.2 acres of farmland out in Northport, Michigan. Most of my upbringing being ordered what to do by Master Sergeant Grandpa, living in a sincere, genuine, authentic country boy life. It always gives me a red flag when adults, people who are supposedly graduated from high school, and I say supposedly because they still act like they are in high school by playing these stereotyped roles, of which I'm about to go over. It's just a red flag to me when I see these adults doing these things. Because when grown-ups, or so-called grown adults, play the high school version of wannabe country / pretend country / role play of country people, it instantly tells me that they're trying too hard to fit in a role that they are not and will never be. Simply put, they're trying too hard to be accepted into a social group or stereotype created from the immaturity of high schoolers to be cool, or whatever their intention is. So, in this video, I'm going to go over 8 things that are supposedly country, but in reality, these things are 8 things that don't make you country, but do make you wannabe, pretend, fake ass poser country, aka the high school stereotyped version of fake country. Number 1, jacked up trucks. This by far is one of the most popular among the fake ass wannabe poser country people. The reason that trucks have anything to do with country in the first place is that in real authentic country life, pickup trucks, are commonly used for hauling, whether it be livestock, tools, equipment, or anything else for work or labor. But of course, wannabe pretend country folk went and made that into something that it's not, into some over testosterone version of it to bolster their own egos. Hence, the jacked up truck equal country was born. It's just obviously compensation, overcompensation for other small parts of insecurity that they have. Number 2, country music. Hear me out, because this makes sense to anyone who isn't into this whole fake country shit and persona. While working on the farm, while I worked on the farm, and dealing with the animals, the apple trees, the hay bales, and so on, I was rocking out to metal music. Not country music, metal music. Simply listening to country music doesn't make one country. The idea that listening to country music equals you are now country is again born from the mind of the immature, naive, ignorant teenagers trying too hard to be something that they'll never be, / and or are too lazy to ever be, / can't be for one reason or the other. You can be the most genuinely country boy, sincere country person out there in the entire world, like #1 country person, lives it in, out, every second of their life and not have anything to do with country music. Number 3. Cowgirl / cowboy boots / booty shorts, Daisy Dukes, / flannel / camo / cowboy / cowgirl hats, etc., etc. I swear, up here in northern Michigan, all it takes is to wear that attire that I just described. You know, the cowgirl boots, cowboy boots, the booty shorts, Daisy Dukes, flannel, camouflage, then the cowboy or cowgirl hat. And then all of a sudden, poof! Magically you are now country, even though you have no other association whatsoever with country living or anything to do with real country living at all. But all of a sudden you have this attire on, this clothing on, and all of a sudden you're country. Well, shit, I got this Batista shirt on. That must mean I'm now a professional WWE wrestler. Yeah, that sounds pretty fucking retarded, doesn't it? Well, that's exactly what country people do. They think, oh, I have this shirt on, that means I'm now country. I have this Batista shirt on, I'm now a fucking WWE professional wrestler, even though I have had nothing to do with professional wrestling, but goddamn it, I'm wearing this attire, so that means I'm a professional wrestler now. Yeah, that's the country, the fake ass posers logic. Because what you know it was born from fucking high school stereotypes. So can you really be that surprised? Even if you're as city can be city, of a city boy, city girl, you wear the attire, you're instantly country. Yeah, right. That alone shows how the pretend culture of country has given this delusional idea to people that all it takes to be country is clothing and some music. Even if they haven't done anything truly country in their lives. You can be the most genuinely country person out there and not wear any of those things. I generally wear all black with chains, if not some shorts and a hoodie and a t-shirt that isn't camo, flannel, etc. Because I know that clothing does not represent a real authentic lifestyle. Only living it does in the authentic, sincere way. That is what reflects what you are. Not superficial clothing, but living the real, authentic, sincere country life. Next up is dog parties. If you haven't heard of this, then be glad you didn't. But this is another highly concentrated gathering of fake-ass poser wannabe country people in their desperate attempt to fit in or try to claim the country title as their official whatever. Me personally, I've never gone to one of these because it's a waste of time. It's not really anything worthwhile going to, and it's just a clusterfuck of pretend wannabe country people anyway, so why would I want to be there in the first place? Nonetheless, basically, a dog party is an event where all sorts of wannabe pretend country folk get together to validate each other in an echo chamber style to the delusional idea that they're all country simply by the fact that they are at this dog party event. No. Just no. This has nothing to do with country. You can be the most country person ever and not ever attend a dog party ever in your life, which most real ones don't, due to being exhausted from a long day's work and keeping up with the day-to-day tasks. Start the day before the sun rises and end the day well after the sun has set. Was my normal back on the farm. You think I had time to care about going to a dog party? LOL, nope! Because I lived the real country life. I, as a true-to-life country boy, didn't have the time nor the energy to attend one of these wannabe fests. However, I will say as a disclaimer, there are some real authentic country people that will go to one of these should they have the time, just out of curiosity, or maybe they actually do like it. But the majority of them don't really ever go to these. Next up, mudding. Oh yeah, this literally is the trademark of all fake ass wannabe pretend poser country people. Literally the trademark. By far one of the biggest showings and red flags that someone is a pretend wannabe country person from the high school version of country is mudding. Mudding has absolutely nothing to do with real and authentic country living. Yes, we sincere, genuine country folk do get muddy. And yes, we do get dirty from working. And it's just a given from the country lifestyle that is had. That yes, we will get dirty. And yes, we may have our vehicles get muddy and or dirty from driving around when it's raining and so mud gets up on the vehicle or pickup truck. But that is from day-to-day tasks. Not wasting time and fuel and overall getting the vehicle dirty for no reason whatsoever. It's all like, congrats, you got your vehicle all muddy and dirty for your own ego and pride to fit in. You're so cool. We country folk of authenticity actually keep very hygienic, clean, and tidy. We may get dirty and muddy and sweaty during our hard labor, but when we are done, we don't take egotistical pride in being covered in mud and filth. That's referred to as a pigsty for a reason. We get right to cleaning ourselves and our vehicular units accordingly, or whenever we get the time to do so. Being dirty and having our vehicles dirty is nothing to be proud about or boastful over, much less attend and partake in an event that literally is dedicated and centered around doing exactly that. Getting dirty, muddy, and your vehicle likewise just as dirty and muddy. Anytime I mention to any of my other farm folk and other real country living people and country boys, country girls about mudding, they have a very similar reaction and laugh out loud at and to the idea of a mudding event, giving real, authentic, genuine country folk a bad name and image by partaking in mudding. Next up, we have Jeeps. Now this is on the more preppier end of things, the more richy-ditchy, I'm still country even though I'm totally rich and like I don't do any real hard labor type of people, although lower class people still do it as well. But more times than none you'll see a pink Jeep or someone in some sort of Jeep that is about middle class or higher, trying to claim that they're country just because they have a Jeep, listen to country music, and wear slutty attire. But this is the reason why I do believe Jeeps got incorporated in the first place. Jeep, in essence and principle, is just a weird version of an ORV. The only reason I can think of Jeeps becoming a part of the wannabe pretend culture of country is due to how they have similarities to the ORV four-wheeler, and if you don't know what that is. with their ability to go off-road and go on trails and have killer suspension, etc. But also are 100% street legal, and you can take a Jeep on the highway and so on. So as a way to circumvent the restrictions of an ORV, or four-wheeler, however you want to put it, to circumvent the restrictions of such ORVs that they do have, while also being able to maintain their false image of being country, they brought the whole Jeep equal country crap into the fake country culture. That way, they can do their whole ORV things, from the trails to mudding to this and that, but also drive to here and there in the city and highways and so on. Next up, being called a redneck equals a compliment. Yikes. I can't believe I'm actually having to say this, but being called a redneck is actually one of the worst things you could be called as it pertains to an authentic country culture in living. Redneck is someone who sits on their fucking toilet that is on a porch as a seat, as they have a beer in one hand and a cig in the other, with their mange hair and overall disgusting lifestyles. It's utterly disrespectful to have any association with redneck anything if you're truly, and I mean truly, country. Even more so, this is applicable when you're in the South. We're talking Florida and so on and so forth, where redneck is as extreme as it gets. But leave it to teens to have that atrocity of a lifestyle and terminology be considered the ultimate champion among pretend country folk as some sort of compliment. To be called redneck is some sort of compliment to these wannabe country poser people. And to the authentic country folk, it makes us just fucking facepalm and wonder what the fuck is wrong with these people, who as grown adults still adhere to this high school stereotyped idealism of being redneck equal cool or something like that. How trashy of a human being do you actually have to be to actually think being redneck is some sort of compliment? Are you really that retarded, stupid, ignorant, naive, and desperate to fit in to a culture that is clearly just thunk up in the minds of high schoolers? You really don't know what country is if you actually think like this. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Pathetic. Pathetic. And lastly, for the time being, number 8. Being an alcoholic and cigarette smoker therefore makes you some sort of country person. This borders the line above redneck and pretend country and real country. A very, very thin line in this regard. As such, real country folk don't mind a beer here and there after a long day, especially a long ass day of work. You know, actual hard labor, working our fingers to the bone. And for those who smoke, for whatever the reason, of course, enjoy a cigarette here and there throughout the day, and definitely after a long ass day and or long night of working. However, those who think being country equals being an alcoholic or a chain smoker or just having anything to do with smoking and drinking, of, hey, let's go get drunk and crunk, or, well, you're not country if you don't smoke cigarettes and drink a lot of beer, along with hardcore, exaggeration of such things, of drinking and smoking, are overly exaggerating the actual, real, authentic country people and our drinking habits. There is an incredible difference between drinking after a long day's work and drinking to get drunk, to fit in as a stereotype. Or to fit a stereotype, rather. And or simply due to being an alcoholic, due to how the movies, media, and high school influenced you to the idea of what country is. You could be the most country person out there and rarely get drunk, and or not even smoke one cigarette in your entire life. People that do this high school version of country, aka pretend, fake, wannabe country people, are just people who want the title of country without earning it. It's like someone who wants to be the title of professional hockey player, for instance. But yet they've never set foot on an ice rink or played a game of hockey in their life. But by golly, they wear the jerseys and they watch the hockey games, so that is more than enough to give them the title of professional hockey player. They want all the glory with zero effort and zero work of actually getting there. Likewise, with these wannabe country people, they want the title of country, but don't want or have the responsibilities that come with it. The work and the effort that comes with it. The lifestyle, the genuine hard-working lifestyle that comes with it. They haven't earned the right to be called country anything other than being a poser. These are only but a few of the main things, but nonetheless, those who partake in these activities, thinking mind frames, are definitely instantly red flagged. I respect people who are genuine and sincere, not playing some stereotype or some stereotyped role, an exaggerated movie role play version of country, or this or that. Over-exaggerating and overly compensating their masculinity through a culture that they aren't truly a part of. Likewise, overly compensating and exaggerating their femininity through a culture and stereotype that they aren't actually genuinely a part of / can't be for one reason or the other. How can I expect an authentic anything, whether it be relationship, friendship, platonic, acquaintance, you name it, with someone who isn't even true to themselves, to their own lifestyle? It's all fake. It's all pretending. It's all bullshit. They live their life completely disingenuously, complete fake, 24/7. They're not being their real selves. They're not being authentic to themselves. Deep down, they're not country, and they know it, no matter how much they project the idea of it. So how can I expect anything real and authentic and sincere from these people who play these roles if they can't even be real with themselves? I'm not even willing to risk it. It's absolutely not worth it. Be real with yourself, and that will be more than attractive enough than any sort of stereotype or pretend role or role playing of a movie / high school culture thing that anyone could ever do. The same goes for any other culture or stereotype, whether it be gangsta to prep to emo to scene to country, whatever. Don't be any of those. Be your own category of myself. This is who I am, and this is all I will ever be. I don't need a stereotype. I don't need a culturally stereotyped role to play in order to fit in or be liked. Nothing of the sort and neither should you. You should be accepted by others based on who you are without partaking in any sort of wannabe this or that group, culture, role, etc. As such, the best people that I've ever come to ever know are those who are not afraid to be their authentic self and not boxing themselves into some category as they're above that. Above it. These people are some of the most amazing people that I've ever come to know, and I respect them on a level I didn't even think I could respect in a person. So, that all said, those are 8 things that are things that fake ass, poser, pretend, wannabe country people do that real authentic country people don't do. These are 8 things that make you a poser and do not make you real country. Until next time.